Welcome back to Morning Live, and our sincere apologies because we could not pick up Philippa's microphone during our interview previously. But we still have her in our studio here because we're looking at, the scaring statistics that show that young drivers on the roads are the most vulnerable, and they lost a lot of lives on the roads as well. So Philippa Wild is the head of technical marketing at Discovery Insure, and she's still with us. Yes, you were actually telling us about the data as to what it says about our South African young people on the roads.
Yes, so firstly, with young drivers, young people have the highest motor vehicle accident fatality rate, and in terms of mortality for young people, the highest cause is motor vehicle accidents. So it's completely unnecessary. So what we do from our perspective is we've actually got a device, a telematics device that we put into the car. It's a tag that's on your windscreen, and it's also a cell phone app that talks to this tag or sensor that we have. And it measures acceleration, braking, cornering. It also measures whether you're using your cell phone while you're driving. So we can see where the cars are and how they're being driven. And the young drivers are by far the worst in terms of their acceleration, their speeding specifically, and then also with that they use their cell phones far more than the rest of the population, and obviously that's distracting while driving. I think that,
and it's not even something that they're not aware of.
No,
I mean, we all know that we're not supposed to be speeding. We all know that we're not supposed to be using our cell phones while driving.
I think people just don't think about the consequences. And the other scary statistic is like driving at night is 7 times more dangerous than any other time of day. So, if we can just keep people, and specifically the young people, off the roads at night. Our statistics show that for 40-year-olds and above, for every 8 accidents that they have at night, the young people younger than 30 have over 100. So they're just far more exposed to risk, and they're having more accidents. So it really is critical that they understand how they're driving and where they can improve and how to keep them safe.
Yeah, no, certainly. But talk to us about drunk driving, because the minister was also saying that it's contributing a lot towards the fatalities.
Yeah, so obviously you're impaired when you're drunk and driving, so your reaction times aren't good enough and you don't see things coming, so that is, I think, leads to accidents quite quickly. So what we try and do as well is we take key partnerships. One of our partners is Uber, where we actually give discounts and we try and get people off the roads or make sure that they use alternative forms of transport during those times if they have been drinking.
But have you actually seen how some people are stubborn in terms of leaving their cars and taking taxis home? People wouldn't want to leave their cars.
What we do see is we do monitor, especially on certain evenings, and also when we run campaigns. So we can see that when there are campaigns and specific New Year's Eve, those kind of things, more people who've got access to the right kind of tools and services are using it. So there is a desire for people to change behaviour, and they do change behaviour when you give them the correct incentives. And I think it's about putting yourself in a place where you can actually get those incentives or get help to actually help you change and improve your driving behaviour.
Yeah, but now, this phenomena, is it visible throughout the year, or is it something that is more prevalent during this time of the year?
It's definitely more prevalent during this time of the year. Although during the year, Friday nights and Thursday nights, those are quite big accident nights, and into the weekend. So there are certain times of the week more than other times of the week.
And now there's this new phenomena, this festive season, they call it vrpa. Those cars that's got double exhaust, the noise that the cars make when you speed off. And it's mostly done by the very same young people.
Yes, and if you need to do that kind of thing, it's always, can you find a safe environment? Can you go to a racetrack where it's controlled? But being cool can cost you your life, and I think that's the real unfortunate thing, and they just don't understand the implications.
And unfortunately, they just want to do it on the main roads, where people are.
Where people are. There you are, safely with your family, and the next thing somebody comes and smashes into you.
Unfortunately. So as we get into the new year, Philippa, what new inventions are there in terms of road usage and driving?
So a lot of what we do with the telematics in the cars, we continue looking for ways to improve things. We've got various panic buttons that we've launched so that if there is a problem, people can come to you. Our biggest innovation so far has been the fact that when you're in an accident, this device actually sees that we pick up the G-force, and it immediately sends a trigger to our call center. We then phone the client. If we can't get hold of the client, we then will send emergency response to the client automatically. So if there is, God forbid, an accident where you left unconscious or something, we'll know where you are, and we'll know that there's been an accident, and we can come out and help you.
Okay, so you've got to have that.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
As a client, you've got to have that device in your car. So that, and if the first thing is try and keep yourself safe. Try and make sure you drive well. But if something happens, then make sure you've got the right support structure and people that can know where you are and come and provide help.
All right. Going back to how you collect data, do you look at specific cities, towns, or is it, you're focusing on the whole South Africa?
So we definitely do analyse our data in chunks and in different locations. We spend a lot of time through the genders to see what happens there. So there were some very interesting stats that we have. For example, we find that men, especially men when they're younger, drive worse, and then when they settle down and start having children, they actually improve their driving, whereas women are the other way around. I think they become more neurotic when they have to start to look after little
But who are the best drivers between us and them? Is it us?
Oh, definitely. Yes, on average, definitely it's us. But having said that, it's very important that there are men drivers out there that are far better than any women driver, and vice versa. So it's important that good driving is in anybody's reach.
Yeah. All right. Now, Philip, I think that's where we're going to leave it. But thank you so much for talking to us. Hopefully that people, will get to save their own lives, because I think it starts with oneself.
Definitely.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
All right, there you have it. That's Philippa Wild. She's the head of technical marketing at Discovery Insure, talking to us about the statistics showing that young drivers on the roads are the most vulnerable and losing their lives a lot on the South African roads.